Hi everybody. Apparently Boris Johnson wants to resign in spring because his £150,000 salary is too low. Now anybody who's buying this story, I'm sorry, you've got to have been living on another planet. Don't tell me that the guy didn't know what the salary was for being Prime Minister before he stood up for that role. Nobody forced him to become Prime Minister. He put himself forward and stood for that role to be Prime Minister. Now he's saying his salary is too low. Really? Really? No, he knew what his salary was going to be, so this whole headline is basically a pack of lies, and it's a finger in the face to the British public, because what the guy has done, he's done a shit on our nation, and now he's going to run away. Likely go and live in one of the Crown's offshore tax havens. Who knows, he may even end up with an apartment in Tel Aviv or the UAE, or maybe he'll get an apartment in Trump Tower. Okay? This man is a criminal. So what you're talking about is committed crimes against Britain, and now he wants to run away. He wants to abandon his post and run away as martial law takes hold, and as the evil criminals of the world all gather round Britain like a set of vultures, ready to eat the pickings of the dead and the dying, which is what the vast majority of Britain is going to be, is just one economic, medical hellhole. Soldiers on our streets, guns on every corner. Basically, go and have a look at Palestine. That's going to be Britain. Because what else, what other conclusions can we come to when we look at their new laws? Their new laws, which I have been sharing recently, showing the what's commonly being called the SpyCop bill, where apparently threats against Britain's economy, or what they claim is threats against national security, or, you know, people sharing information about medical industry, about, say, for example, the dangers of experimental gene editing vaccines, based on the factual studies of such vaccines that have been taking place over the years. All of these things can apparently give a variety of organisations the right to hire covert agents to kidnap, torture, rape and kill. Okay? And in this bill, these are the organisations that can commit these crimes. You know, the Gambling Act, the Gambling Commission, the Health Authority, you know. And one of the points that's made here is that basically anybody threatening Britain's economy, okay, anybody threatening Britain's economy, the Financial Conduct Agency can step in and hire covert agents from anywhere in the world, and not one single MP, and this is really, you know, perhaps the most disturbing aspect of everything that's going on in Britain right now, is that this bill has been passed through Parliament after its third reading with no amendments, all amendments voted against, and not even is there one mention in this bill of any protection for children. So, you know, that people's children won't be targeted and used as leverage to persuade people to keep their mouths shut, or to change their stance on any particular issue. But basically, it is for allegedly to protect Britain's economy and national security and our health. You know, these are one of them. That the Department of Health and Social Care now has a right to hire covert agents from anywhere in the world to target British people for covert crimes, which include kidnapping, torture, rape and murder. Okay? Without any trial. Apparently, according to Boris Johnson, our human rights protect us. The human rights that David Cameron and this whole Tory government are hell-bent on scrapping as soon as Brexit's done. And we will get their Bill of Rights, which basically will state, if you have money, you have rights, and if you have no money, you have no rights. Okay? And once they've criminalised us all, then they'll bring in more laws. So we'll be like America, where if you have a criminal record, you will not be allowed to vote. So then all they have to do is criminalise as many people as they possibly can, and there you go. Democracy's dead. That is the way this is going. Now, if you're not prepared to wake up to it, Britain, well, take what's coming. Because, you know, I will not shed a tear for this country. Because what has gone down over the last 10 years is absolutely abominable. Not just with the children, letting children suffer, austerity, unnecessary austerity, but with this against the sick and disabled, against the poorest people of Britain. You stamp down on them. All you middle class people, you professional people who think you're above everything and above everyone because, you know, you live nice lives because you're such nice people. Well, actually, you're not nice people. You're very ignorant people. You didn't stand up for your fellow citizens' rights. You could not protect the children, and now you're going to reap exactly what you have sown. Unless you're prepared to repent of your ignorant, bastard, actually criminal levels of negligence and dereliction of duty, and actually roll up your sleeves and stand up now, at least even to fight for your own rights, because that is what it is going to take. So unless you're prepared to do in Iceland and go and bang your pots and pans, okay, en masse, then you're going to take what's coming. So looking at this bill, okay, check this out. These evil bastards, which is the only thing that we can call them, have been betting against Britain's pound since the first mention of Brexit began. Now, do expect your pound, the pound in your pocket, to fall in value in real terms to the level of 25p, right? That's where it is going. So that's not just a halving of your wages. You will be receiving the equivalent of a quarter of what you're earning now to live on. Okay? What you can buy today for 25p will cost you £1 in post-Brexit Britain. Tell me I'm wrong. Are you going to wait to prove me wrong? Or am I going to stand there going, oh, I told you so. Aren't I wonderful? Oh, I must be some kind of a prophet. Because it will give me so much joy, won't it, to be proven right yet again. Except it isn't bringing me any joy. It is actually a depressing confirmation of what amounts to really common sense, and anybody who has lifted their head out of the shit being thrown at us by the BBC and the media and cared to look what's staring us in the face, actually cared to use the tools at our disposal to find out what is really going on in this world. Why? Because we care about our planet, because we care about the children, because we care about the people, because we care about our rights, because we care about the ancestors who suffered and struggled for so long to achieve those rights. And because I, for one, I'm not prepared to silently just sit by and let them be frittered away by a set of criminals. Now, Boris Johnson is part of a crime syndicate. I'll leave you a video link below this, okay? But Boris Johnson is part of a crime syndicate. And the evidence is shared here by Edward Ellis. He's a lawyer. They've persecuted him. They've tried to say, oh, he's suffering from mental health problems. You know, that is what they do. Anybody questioning, challenging the government's rights to commit crimes with impunity, well, we've got mental health problems. But this is what is going on. They've been betting against our pound, okay? And they can't wait. The lower the pound falls, the more money they shall make. These are Boris Johnson's backers. Now, do not tell me that this man is dependent on his MP salary. That is the biggest joke ever. And like I say, it is a finger in the face. He's having a laugh. He's basically committed his crimes and now he's stating that he's going to run away. He's running away. Oh, because his £150,000 a year salary is just too low. That alone, that statement alone ought to have every single person in Britain out on the streets. Because people have been living on £70 a week. Families on a fraction of his salary. Whole families are living on. Okay? So I'm just going to share you a few links here. You know, just have a look. Okay, 500,000 more public sector job cuts. What happened to all those 500,000 people? Where are they today? Behind a Tesco checkout still? Have some of them committed suicide? Oh, no deal Brexit is commercial suicide, manufacturers tell MPs. David Cameron's advisor says health reform is a chance to make big profits. Kitchen Cabinet aide says charging improves the service and NHS should be shown no mercy in drive for reform. You know, when was this? Oh, May 2011. Didn't see anybody out on the streets when you've got a government minister saying that your health service shall be shown no mercy. Union safety. Tories plans to privatise the NHS and introduce charging for drugs and treatment. Okay? And again, this was in 2011. Nobody's bothered to do anything about it. The BBC obviously hasn't picked up on it because it seems to me that the public only show any concern for the NHS whatsoever when the NHS is actually shut down and everybody's on their doorstep once a week for months, clapping for the NHS by order of the BBC and the government. What lovely goody two-shoes you people are. Are you still dobbing your neighbours in for having more than 6 people round for a barbecue? You know, sorry. Figures spark call for inquiry into alarming levels of nurse suicide. You know, this was in 2019. And then we have plans to withdraw. Well, this was actually about doctors committing suicide, but it seems that's disappeared. They've decided to pull that story down, it appears. Inside story of the Tory election scandal. This was from May 2017. A few hours after dawn on 8th of May 2015, the morning after his unexpected victory in the general election, David Cameron delivered a celebratory speech to the jubilant staff at Conservative campaign headquarters. I'm not an old man, but I remember casting a vote in 1987 and that was a great victory, blah, blah, effing blah. So, you know, this article basically covers, albeit mildly, shares evidence of election rigging, okay? Because it was not a fair fight, not financially. Here we go. Nurses like me are using food banks and taking out loads. No wonder we agreed to strike over our pay. This was in May 2017. Didn't see the British public out clapping on the streets for the NHS. And then we have Brexit councils told to set up food resilience plans. Okay. That was in 2019 or 2018. Why are we still using a 19th century law that criminalises homeless people? So there you go. You know, just make everybody homeless, millions homeless, and then, you know, they're all criminals, so none of them will be allowed to vote. Britain's roadmap to a communist Britain. The Labour's leader Inner Circle have detailed plans to turn the UK into a hardline socialist state which ruthlessly suppresses its opponents. This was in January 2019, right? This is about Corbyn's roadmap to a communist Britain. I'm sorry, can somebody just pinch me? Am I awake or am I asleep? Oh, no, actually, I'm wide awake and I am on the threshold of Stalinist communist Britain governed by the Tory party. The Tories. Is it a Labour government that's just given all these people the rights to kidnap, torture, rape and kill even children, British children? All these agencies, not just the police and intelligence services. Oh no, this host of people. The Ministry of Justice. Other bodies. Other bodies. What are other bodies? That doesn't even get a letter and a number. Just other bodies. The Competition and Markets Authority. The Competition and Markets Authority. Come on. People. Where is your head at? Corbyn's anti-Semitism crisis proves one thing. The old Stalinist gang is back in charge of Labour. No, sorry, the old Blairite Stalinist gang is in control of Labour now after they've kicked Corbyn out, exactly due to these pack of lies. And it's actually the old Stalinist Nazi Zio pig mob that is now squatting at number 10 on the strength of what we lawfully suspect, with lawful evidence, of a rigged landslide win. And that is an act of treason and a crime against the people of Britain and a crime against democracy, a crime against our economy, a crime against our health and safety, and therefore warrants the full authorisation of covert crimes, according to this government's own legislation. So, come on, step to it, MI5. Go and empty the offices of power in Britain of the crime syndicate that is currently taking control and that has attacked our economy, that is actually betting against the British pound. Because let me tell you, Boris Johnson, if you can produce this bill as a threat against the British people, well, the tables are going to turn against you. And we, the British people, then, we have rights then, do we, to hire covert agents to attack you, to covertly attack, kill, torture, rape you and your family and your children? Oh, it's just that we're not that evil, are we? Because we're a law-abiding people with a heart and a conscience and a soul, and we live by compassion. So we will be the civilised people we are and use the law to arrest you and have you up on charges of crimes and conspiracy against our nation. So here we go now. David Cameron to scrap Human Rights Act for a new British Bill of Rights. So, you know, again, I'm not going to disable my ad blocker, but this was from, when was it published? I think it was 2015, 2014. Conservative nostalgia for Victorian era is dangerous. The government's promotion of Victorian values could destroy the summation of the era's reforming spirit, the welfare state. Well, of course, you know, the British spirit, the spirit of 45, the spirit of the British people, the spirit of the people that actually gave their lives for we, the people of today, right? I tell you now, Britain, anybody wearing a poppy this year who has not stood up for their rights that those men died for and fought for, I tell you, you're a hypocrite. You're a dirty, filthy, disgusting hypocrite. Okay? And that poppy represents your spit, right? Everyone wearing a poppy this year is a spit on the war memorials. Because you have spit on those soldiers' graves. You have thrown their blood down the drain. And in fact, the Tories right now, that crime syndicate sitting at number 10, are actually drunk on the blood of those men. Okay? That is what is going on. So, you know, I must be some kind of a prophet because, you know, everything was predicted, what was going to happen. This was written in February, straight after the election. It's calling for a class action, predicting more or less everything that is happening now. And actually, it was all predicted here in 2019 when this was written, and it was sent first to the EU before being published. And I did include a letter. I updated it with a letter at that point, but it was sent in May to the EU. Why? Because I love Europe so much. You know, I love the EU. I think it is absolutely perfect and brilliant. No, I don't. I think there's a lot of improvements could be made, but actually I knew exactly where this Brexit was going, what it was about. I knew it wasn't about sovereignty for the British people. It was about stripping us of sovereignty. And in fact, everything more or less that I've said in here is now happening. So, you know, again, I must be some kind of a prophet. But no, I'm just awake and aware as to what is going on. Okay? So, imposing martial law in a no-deal Brexit is on the statute book, says Matt Hancock. So, like I say, come January, expect martial law. Parliament will be surrounded by guns. We are an unarmed populace going to be ruled under point of the gun. Okay? Do you understand what happens in martial law, people? Do you understand that in martial law, soldiers can come into your house and take whatever they want? Do you understand that? Do you understand that soldiers can come and take members of your family and spirit them away and never to be heard nor seen of again? Do you understand that when you've got this kind of a bill, right, and martial law that includes the armed forces? Are you mad? Are you mad, people? Oh yes, British people, you are mad. You crazy, mad twats is what you are. You've got to be. You've got to be crazy. Because, you know, look at the press and the media being threatened with Jeremy Corbyn, who's actually going to support our human rights. Oh, he's stalling. He's stalling. Communist Britain. Communist Britain, for fuck's sake. Oh, and judge me now for swearing. Oh my gosh, swearing is mild compared to what I've been waking up and facing since that evil bastard Cameron, paedophile protector, first stepped foot in office with his fucking paedophile Patrick Rock, senior cabinet minister in charge of policy making at number 10, convicted for crimes against children in 2015. And this country still voted that bastard in. Like I say, Britain, bend over. Bend over to the fuckers. Because you're a set of gimps. That's what you are, Britain. You're a set of ignorant, selfish, judgmental gimps who'd rather stamp on your own neighbour than stand up for your children's rights that men like my granddad gave their lives for. Okay? So, am I full of hate? Am I full of hate? No, actually, I hate the hate. I am actually full of love, and that's why I am righteously angry, and that is why I'm righteously sharing this information, hoping to wake people up. Now, if you've got anything at all about you, if you've got even an inch of your soul left, sign this petition and share it. We want these scum, these criminal scum, taken to court. We want this election thoroughly investigated, that Parliament gets suspended. We want these bastards suspended, pending further investigation. And that's a suspension of everything. A suspension of Brexit, a suspension of all their illegal criminal acts, including the coronavirus bill and this evil SpyCops bill, everything. Boris Johnson, you are going nowhere. You need to be held under arrest and charged with conspiracy to commit crimes against the sovereign people of Britain, crimes against Parliament, crimes against democracy, crimes against our economy, crimes against our health and safety. Now, if the people want Brexit, well, we can have a Brexit, but it doesn't need to be a Brexit that scraps our human rights, that scraps our workers' rights, that scraps environmental health and protection. It doesn't need to be a Brexit that dismantles our NHS. A Brexit that gives all and sundry rights to kidnap, torture, rape and kill, even our children. So if nothing is going to get you up off your lazy backside, Britain, to stand up for your rights, then take what is coming. Okay? I, for one, let them come and kill. They will be after people like me. Well, let them do it. Because I tell you now, I never want to come back to such an evil country, planet ever again. Okay? I hope this universe finds some other world for me to live on. Because certainly I could never ever live on this planet ever again. To witness such horrors that I've had to witness in my life, to endure such crimes that I have had to endure since childhood, to endure the levels of ignorance, the levels of judgment and scorn and derision against me, to live from childhood with chronic complex PTSD to the extent that water's literally dripping from my hands. Okay, so, you know, do your fucking worst to people like me, but I will die knowing that I stood up for the rights of our planet, the rights of the children, and the rights to the life of our planet. Okay? And I will stand with my grandfather, my grandparents in heaven. So, you know a lot of people don't believe in God. They obviously believe that, you know, that the universe, we're all an accident, so, you know, who cares? Come and experiment on us with your gene editing vaccine, Bill Gates. You know, if that's where you want to go, people, it's your choice. Your silence is consent.